Hello everyone. Today I'm going to have a quick demo of a launcher app that I'm recently building. If you have ever used Alfred or Raycast, or if you're a Spotlight user, this is a similar product to that, um, but with quite a bit of differentiators built in that's aimed to overcome some of the pain points from my usage of those apps. So to get started, I'm going to bring up the app. It looks very similar style to the other apps. The main component is basically a search input plus a dropdown. So first, to get started, I'm going to showcase some compatibility features. The first one showcase is Clipboard. So Astros also support Clipboard. So everything you copy pasted, they are showing here. So you can easily navigate through your clipboard and paste into your current application. If you have used the other apps, you know what I'm talking about. The second one is Snippets. You can configure Snippets and then use this shortcut to minimize your typing. The third one I want to showcase is a calculator. The one thing I want to showcase is it uses a kind of a formula, but it's kind of it has a built-in AI that can compile if your expression is not really a valid calculated expression. You can ask AI to compute, and what AI does is it compiles your expression into like a valid expression the calculator recognizes. Like when I say 100 F to C, it actually, the calculator doesn't know what F and C is, or it doesn't know this expression. So AI compiles this to you maybe are looking for 100 degree F to 100 degree Celsius. Another kind of utility I want to demo is dictionary. You can look up words, right? By just you can look at words with the dictionary. It gives you like a brief definition and etc. Another compatibility feature is application search. So it works the same. Like you search the application name, press enter, it bring up the application and launch the application. So these are kind of compatibility features. So the next thing I want to demo is the search. We'll start from like a file search. So file search in Astros is basically you mention the file's namespace. So when you mention the file namespace, you are searching all the files. It has more tolerance on typos. For example, if I want to search something in my downloads folder, let's see, have lame chip, right? I have a lame chip order. I can just type downloads and a name. It also works like if you have a typo here and like you're missing the letter M, it still matches them. So this is local file search. Not much new, but except the fuzzy search part. Besides the file search, local file search, Astros also support cloud search. What that means is like we have some built-in collectors where you can search your files that stays in the cloud. So example is like you have a Google Drive, right? I mean, like you have Google Drive, and you can just, if you want to search Google Drive, you just mention Drive, and you can start search your stuff here, and it works as long as a Google Drive is collected. Similarly, you can search your Lotion pages. You see like I have all my Lotion pages listed here, and I can search them. And if I want to open, just press enter. It will open in the browser. This is cloud search. So on top of these local and the cloud searches, Astros also support multi-search. So what that means is I can search multiple sources at the same time. So let's say I want to find my resume. Maybe I kind of forget where my resume is. So I'm going to search files in Google Drive, and I also want to search Notion. Where is my resume? So this is so whenever I type this query, it searches all these three sources at the same time. So I don't have to go to my files and go to Google Drive or go to Notion. If I could not find, I have to switch contacts and go to different places try to find them. This is kind of explicit multi-search or federated search. There's also a kind of shortcut for quick search is you type #. The # will automatically trigger federated search. It will search all the sources that you have collected to Astros. So if you type a query here, it will search across these providers. Like you see, some of these files are Google Drive file, some of these are local files, and if you actually select this, it becomes a reference. We'll talk more when we're demo the AI part of how you can use this reference. But for now, yeah, it's a kind of a feature for federated search. So the next thing I want to kind of demo is URL. So today, a lot of our usages are around browsers. I would say one of the mission of Astros is to make browser use a bit easier, that you don't really have to, all the repetitive work to like open your browser, open a new tab, and type in your URL. So hopefully this feature will make the browser use a bit easier. So first thing is, of course, you can basically paste the URL here and press enter. It will open the URL in the browser. You can directly configure your search engine. Like for instance, I want to ask a question, right? What's the weather look like today? I want to directly search Google, and so the easy part is I can just bring this search bar and ask the question and press enter. Now it just directly take me to the Google site with this search query. The next thing about URL is shortcut, short links. So in Astros, we make them under the namespace Go. So it's like a Go links, which is kind of after a service that's used to manage short URLs. Basically, you can give a very known URL a short name, and then you can search that name. Just imagine, right? You have maybe 20 sites that you are visiting every day, or you have some deep links that you want to directly access without, go to the home page and 10 clicks into that deep link. But if that is something that you really care about, or you have to visit every day, you just give it a short link, and with that short link, you directly go to that page with a short link, like saves you a bunch of clicks. So that's kind of benefits of Go links. So you can also search the Go links, and once it's focused, you just press enter, and it directly brings you to that page. So this is about search and the URL. So the next next feature I want to demo is preview. So preview is also a kind of differentiator that I'm missing in the other apps. So what preview means is that with files or URLs, you can directly view the content in this app without actually opening another application. So what I mean by that is, like, for instance, I have a file, there's a screenshot here, right? I want to preview it. The thing I do is I can just press tab. Like if I press tab key, it directly open this PNG file, and I can immediately see what it is. So not just files, you can also preview or just know the URL, preview a URL directly here, because this is actually a web view, so it will directly know that URL, and you can see what is the content of that without leaving, without actually adding an extra tab to your browser. I found this pretty useful is when I'm doing some researching, when I'm asking a question about Google, and usually I maybe ask 10 or 20 questions a day about Google, and I don't really want them to be persisted as tabs in the browser. So this is kind of a benefit I see, that if I can directly preview, for instance, a question like this question, I probably only need to look at it once, and once I'm done with it, I don't really need to have a tab for this and to sit there like forever. So this is this is kind of basically motivation of building this preview. So yeah, so this is a preview. The next thing I want to demo is actions. So actions are some of the common things you want to do on your files or on your on a URL. So the actions sits basically at the bottom right, and if you click, it's a concept similar to what you have in Raycast. It says, hey, you can open the URL in the browser, copy URL, these actions. So one quick action I actually want to demo is how it actually make your life a bit easier is, imagine I want to compose an email and I want to attach a file to the email. So what I need to do is I just open Astros, and I search for the file I want to attach to, and usually I may have a lot of files, maybe I have multiple versions of the file. I want to check, like if I take 10 screenshots, I need to maybe check if that is a correct screenshot, etc. So I want to do a preview of this file and see it is actually the one I want to attach. Once I confirmed, I just Command K to bring up the action menu, and now attached to Google Chrome is the first action item. I can just press enter, and it pops up quick input for me to change the attachment name. If I'm not happy about it, maybe the file name has some suffix or something I want to change. If you want to change, you can change it here. If not, you just press enter and attach, and it will just attach the file to the email. So it's not just email. It could also be not just the browser. It could also be another, Slack, or maybe another app that you're opened and which supports copy and paste files. If they support that, you can use this to, streamline the file upload process. So this is actions. The next thing I want to demo is browsing history. So this is the part that I feel is kind of missing in other apps. Is Astros actually track your browsing history, and like everything you visited, like a file, a URL. So yeah, anything that you visited, we track in a table called browsing history. It's local in your device, so you have complete privacy here. But the point is, if you like mention the history namespace, you would immediately see what you have visited previously, and you can go back to them if you want to, and you can even preview all this like you have previously visited. So these are all the URLs, right? We previously had opened. So this is one view of the browsing history. It also supports another type of carousel view of browsing history. So the way to bring that up is you just click the history button at the bottom left, or you can configure a hotkey and directly bring them up. So once you bring them up, you will see cross view of the history, and you see what you actually visited before and what was the state approximately. And Personally, I found this pretty useful. Like if I need to actually switch um, between two tabs, like between my previous page and right now page, I can actually go into this view and take a pic of my previous. Like if I want to copy something from my previous page to the current page, I can just do a quick pick of what are the values, and maybe I'll need to do some validation, and once I'm done, I'm going back to my current page and continue working. So this is a kind of small feature that I kind of found useful. Browsing history. So the next thing I want to demo is dashboards. So dashboards, what are dashboards? Dashboards is basically a grid of URLs. Like you maybe have multiple URLs, like you can think of like a group, but they are displayed as a like kind of grid. So what I mean by grid is, right, we have this side-by-side view of two URLs. They are from different domains, but we can view them on the same dashboard. I this yeah, this could be used for like if you are working on a project, and this project could have like 10 URLs related to this project, and if you want to have a quick view of the status, maybe you can put them in this dashboard, and you can open them once, and and then you can have a high level view of how everything is going. And if you need to really focus on a specific URL, you can still click into it, and it will note that specific URL in the preview. So yeah, so this is dashboard. The next thing I want to demo is AI. So Astros support chatting with AI models, and you can configure as many AI models as you want. So as we know, there are tons of families of AI models out there, and they maybe have some slight difference, and there are some certain things one model is good at, but another model is not good at. Sometimes maybe you don't want to trust the answer of a single model. So this is like how you chat with AI models. So for instance, I want to ask some question. Let's start with Gemini, right? Maybe I want to ask a question. What's the weather today, right? In San Francisco. So I just ask Gemini this question, and it gives me the answer. And right, if I'm not satisfied with this answer, I want to maybe ask another model, right? I want to ask let me ask a cloud, right? And here is like you can reply to the conversation, and in the reply you can mention another model, and you can ask the same question, like maybe what's your answer. So this model has a context of the conversation, so it will also try to answer the same question, but it looks like this model doesn't have real-time access data. But either case, this is just a demo how you can chat with multiple models. The thing, another small thing I want to demo is like you see how under every message you have this token consumption, token usage. Basically, it says for this message how many tokens, how many input tokens, how many output tokens, and the estimated cost. You see, cloud has significantly more higher cost because it has more input tokens, because it has taken to the previous messages into its context. But either case, this is kind of a good way for you to be aware of the cost when you are working with AI models. So this is one way to chat with multiple models. You can also directly add multiple models at the same time. Like maybe I want to ask Gemini, Sonnet, and DeepSeek, I want to ask the question at the same time. Right, I'm asking the same question. When I ask them at the same time, the three models, they are going to try to answer the question in parallel, and then you can compare the answers and make your own judgment. Like this is really like if you want to have a different perspective from a different model. So this is AI model chat. The next, I want to demo some specialized agents. Particularly, I want to demo one agent for CSV file handling. So the agent is called tabular. This agent is specialized in analyzing tabular type of data. So let's say I have a CSV file, right? This is a kind of a public data set I downloaded. This is like where I previously mentioned you can use the pound sign to create a reference to a file. And so this is how you actually pass a file to a model. So once you reference that file, right, you can do a search and reference that file, and you can ask a question about it. Like say, let's ask a tablet, can you do an exploratory analysis of this file? So I'm just asking it to do some general analysis of this file. You see this file is like a million rows and 28 columns. Right now the agent is starts to working. You see it produces some meta file like column profile, sample rows. These are specifically designed to make AI works better with your CSV files. So what it does is it does a summary of your CSV file, and it perceives them as like a metadata JSON that the AI model can reference. Then the AI model will use this profile to generate a query, a SQL query to for further analysis. So you see the model actually created the SQL query. You can expand it to have a quick understanding like what it is actually doing. You can review the SQL it generated and you try to make sense of it. And if you feel something is not right, you can ask a follow-up question. So right now, let's just assume this SQL is correct. And you can see the results it actually produces, right? The result rows. Generally, this result rows is of moderate size, so that it can be used for visualization later. Because these are aggregated. It's based on your question, and it produces aggregated data for presentation. So you see, it actually generates a summary of this CSV file. Like it produces, like for instance, the crime count per year, and how the person change. It counts the top 5 crime types, and the vehicle stolen is the most frequent crime type, and it aggregate by it answers the top 5 areas of crime count. It has victim demographics, weapon usage, case status, etc. And it has also produces this visualization. The visualization is using, you see it writes actually the Python code to do the visualization. So you can also double check this Python script and make sure it's doing what it is claimed to be doing. So this is how like the process of this agent is doing. And on the right, you see these files, they are generated by the agent. So when it's actually doing this analysis, it generates this, for instance, this profile, right? There's a data.meta.json. It actually stores all the columns, their types, and the approximate unique a minimum value, maximum value, and has some. It also stores some sample values in that for that column. These are all used by the LM to determine what SQL it should write, and it's fed into the LM context. You can also see like what SQL it's used to generate the data, like the analyzed SQL, the generated CSV file, or in JSON. The JSON is used for phasor plotting, etc. So this is basically because we have persisted this profile data, and you can further ask a question about this data set. And let's see we have some good high-level exploratory analysis now. We know how this is the top 5 crime types, and if I want to dive deep into the vehicle stolen crime type, let's say I want to plot a time series of this crime type, I can ask a follow-up question. I can ask can you plot a time series of this of the vehicle stolen crime type, take into account terms variations if there are any. So I'm just gonna ask it this question. You see now it actually skips the profiling stage. It no longer generates because it sees this profile already been generated from previous conversation. So it immediately goes to come up with a query. So you can look at what this query is doing, right? It just read the file, and it just count the crimes per month and filter by the vehicle stolen. It also takes into account of a few terms variations here, and and yeah, so this SQL looks pretty vanity to me, right? And then it generates these results, and you can actually take a look what they looks like, and based on this result, it plot a time series like as we asked. So it's pretty intelligent, and you see you can also look at what is the cost for each question you asked. For the first question is like 5 cents. For the second is like 3 cents. So I would say it's pretty cost effective, given this is actually a mini row, right? A mini row data. So yeah, so this is a kind of tabular agent I want to demo, and there are a few other agents, but I'm going to leave it for later videos. And this is also kind of the demos for Astros I want to do today. And yeah, hope you have enjoyed the video, and definitely comment any questions, any feedback you might have, like what features you might want to see, or yeah, any concerns. Feel free to leave a comment. Yeah, thank you for watching.